What if events went differently, and the alien queen and the Xenomorphs invaded the lush world of Pandora in James Cameron's Avatar? Welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to another thrilling what-if scenario. Today, we're diving into an epic crossover where the terrifying Xenomorphs from Alien collide with the majestic and untamed world of Pandora. Imagine a universe where the Na'vi, along with the Jake Sully, must confront an invasion by the deadly alien queen and her relentless offspring. How would the Na'vi warriors and their allies escape this new terrifying threat? Would their connection to the planet and the unique ecosystem give them an edge? Or would the Xenomorphs brutally affect and overwhelm them? Let's explore a world where Pandora becomes the battleground for survival against one of the most fearsome creatures in the galaxy. But before we embark on this journey, if you guys are enjoying these what-if scenarios, I would highly consider that you support my work on Patreon as well as my Substack. Your support allows me to keep creating even more content while I'm still in school. It really just goes a long way, and I can keep pushing out these what-if videos and ideas and doing all of your requests. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this adventure, and let's dive into the fascinating world of what if. In the lush, uncharted expanses of Pandora, a human expedition funded by the RDA Corporation unearthed an ancient alien vessel buried deep beneath a towering waterfall. Driven by greed and the allure of undiscovered technologies, the team, led by Dr. Alan Harris, extracted several mysterious pods housed within the derelict spacecraft. The pods, leathery and pulsating, were quickly transported to the main human base for further study. Curiosity turned to horror when one of the pods opened during a routine examination by a young scientist named Emily Carter. A creature swift and terrifying latched onto her face, initiating a lockdown of the facility. Despite efforts to save her, Emily succumbed to the creature, which later died, but not before implanting her with a new form of life. Within hours, under the horrified eyes of her colleagues, a new horror burst forth from Emily, a creature that would soon become known as the Xenomorph. The base descended into chaos as the Xenomorph escaped into the ventilation system, growing and adapting at a terrifying pace. It hunted in the shadows, its presence marked by the screams of its victims. This initial terror was only the beginning. Unknown to the humans, more pods had been taken from the alien ship, and soon more Xenomorphs were stalking the corridors of their outpost. As the creatures multiplied, they began to adapt to Pandora's lush environment, their biology intertwined with the local flora and fauna, making them not just invaders but part of the ecosystem. This allowed them to camouflage, setting traps and ambushing both human and Na'vi alike. The Na'vi, led by Neytiri, became aware of the new threat when a scouting party stumbled upon a desolated human camp, the site gruesome with the remnants of both human and Xenomorph conflict. Realizing the implications of this new predator, the Na'vi convened. Despite their distrust of humans, they understood that the balance of Pandora itself was at risk. Reluctantly, Neytiri led a party to the human base, proposing an uneasy alliance. Together they formulated a plan to contain and eradicate the Xenomorph threat, using the humans' weaponry and the Na'vi's knowledge of the land. They discovered that certain bioluminescent plants were toxic to the Xenomorphs and began to cultivate these as a weapon. However, the Xenomorphs' hive intelligence was formidable. Led by a now fully developed queen, they avoided the traps set by the Alliance. With each failed attempt, the Xenomorphs learned, adapted, and struck back with increased ferocity. The Alliance faced dissent within. Some Na'vi felt they should abandon the humans to their fate, arguing that this was yet another result of human greed and interference. Meanwhile, factions within the human camp saw the Na'vi as expendable, prioritizing their own survival. These tensions threatened to fracture the fragile cooperation. As the conflict escalated, a group of human scientists, including Dr. Harris, discovered a possible biochemical weapon that could target the Xenomorphs without harming Pandora's ecosystem. The weapon required a rare mineral, one only found deep within Na'vi's sacred grounds. Neytiri, torn between her duty to her people and the greater good of Pandora, agreed to help retrieve the mineral. This mission led them deep into the heart of Pandora, revealing secrets of the moon's origins and the Xenomorph's possible purpose there, an ancient biological warfare experiment gone awry. During the mission, the group was ambushed by Xenomorphs. In a harrowing battle, they managed to retrieve the mineral, but at great cost. Several of Neytiri's closest friends fell, deepening her resentment, yet strengthening her resolve. Back at the base, the weapon was synthesized and deployed. For a moment, it seemed successful, as many Xenomorphs were eradicated. However, the Queen had evolved, developing a resistance to the toxin. She launched a full-scale assault on the human base, her swarm overwhelming the defenses. In the climactic battle, Neytiri faced the Queen in a desperate fight. Utilizing both her warrior skills and the environment, she managed to fatally wound the Queen, but the victory was Pyrrhic. The Xenomorphs, though leaderless, continued to thrive in the wilds of Pandora. Pandora is now forever changed. The Xenomorphs, now part of its ecosystem, represented a new and constant threat. The Na'vi adapted as well, becoming more vigilant and guarded. The humans, fewer in number, remained. Their mission turned from exploitation to survival. In the aftermath, the remnants of both species looked towards a future where the line between native and invader blurred, bound together by the shared blood spilled on Pandora's soil. On the besieged moon of Pandora, the Xenomorphs, having adapted to the rich and verdant jungles, now ruled with a terrifying precision. Their dominion spread from the towering home tree to the deepest, untouched valleys, transforming the landscape into a living nightmare. Under the shadow of these monstrous invaders, Neytiri, warrior princess of the Omaticaya clan, rallied the fragmented tribes of the Na'vi. Each day, their numbers dwindled as they fought a losing battle against an enemy that seemed born from the darkest depths of their ancestral legends. Dr. Alan Harris, whose fateful excavation had unleashed this terror upon Pandora, was now a shadow of his former self. In a makeshift shelter surrounded by scattered remnants of his research, he chronicled the downfall of an entire civilization. Each entry in his logs was a mix of remorse and desperate hope that his words might one day serve as a warning against the arrogance of tampering with unknown forces. As the Xenomorph's relentless assault continued, Neytiri and the remnants of human survivors devised a last, desperate plan. They would target the largest hive, where the Xenomorph queens resided. By destroying the queens, they hoped to throw the Xenomorphs into disarray. Gathering all the explosives left in the RDA armory, they prepared for what could very well be their final mission. However, as they laid the groundwork for their attack, a heart-wrenching betrayal came to light. A faction of Na'vi, self-named the Purifiers, had embraced the Xenomorphs as agents of purification. believing that the only way to restore Pandora's balance was through the complete eradication of both humans and traditional Na'vi societies. They had been sabotaging their own people's efforts. Confronted with this betrayal, Neytiri faced the leader of the Purifiers, who had once been a childhood companion. Their confrontation was charged with the pain of betrayal and the crushing weight of their shared history. As accusations flew like arrows, the fury of their battle matched the emotional tempest that raged between them. Amidst their duel, the charges were detonated. The explosion was colossal, fracturing the ground and sending shockwaves throughout the hive. But the outcome was not as intended. Instead of the destruction of the Xenomorphs, the explosion unearthed something far more ancient and equally deadly. A predator, attracted by the chaos and the unique hunt that Pandora now offered. Rising from the rubble, the predator assessed the battlefield with a hunter's keen interest. It saw the potential for a worthy challenge among the Xenomorphs, creatures that exuded the perfect blend of ferocity and cunning. With cold efficiency, it engaged, its technology and skills honed over countless hunts, making short work of the few Xenomorphs it encountered. Neytiri, already wounded from her battle with the Purifiers in the ensuing blast, faced this new adversary with a mixture of awe and defiance. The Predator, recognizing the strength and spirit of the Na'vi warrior before it, engaged her in combat. Despite her valor and the depth of her will to protect her home, Neytiri was no match for the Predator's advanced combat tactics and weaponry. Neytiri fell, her lifeblood seeping into the soil of her beloved Pandora. As the Predator turned away from Neytiri's fallen form, it activated more of its arsenal, prepared to continue the hunt. Around it, the remnants of the Na'vi and the humans realized that their fight for survival had only entered a new phase. This was no longer just a battle to reclaim their home, but a fight to prevent their complete annihilation. The tale of Pandora's fall wove through the remaining days and nights, a relentless saga of survival against not just one, but two of the galaxy's most formidable predators. In the midst of this chaos, Dr. Harris continued to document, his logs a bleak testament to a once thriving moon now caught in the relentless grip of interspecies war. The forests of Pandora, once vibrant with life and the whispers of Eywa, now echoed with the roars of alien beasts and the cries of the dying, a haunting symphony of destruction. And that is going to be it for this video on the Xenomorphs from Alien colliding with the Na'vi. Now, what did you think of this storyline, and what did you think of the Predator being in this fan fiction? There's so many more of what ifs coming out, and I just can't wait to do more. There's another what if that I want to do, like what if the Predator invaded in Jurassic Park? I think that would be really interesting, seeing him on a mission. Like, what's he going to be doing there? I don't want to go fully in depth with that, but it's going to be very interesting. But again, if you guys do enjoy these what if scenarios and would like to see more, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on so you and your friends are up to date with the latest content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and have a fantastic day. Peace out.